I'm the best VR boxer in the world. You know, last night they should have out last minute instead of Jake Paul. I probably could have gave Anthony Joshua a run for his money, considering I beat 430 humans in VR boxing. Yeah, I reckon they should send me to the Olympic trials. I, re- I reckon they should send me to the Olympic trials. No, okay. Well, like I'm the best VR boxer in the world, and where's my respect and admiration? I'm not saying I'm an actual boxer. That was mostly hyperbole. Uh, but all I'm saying is, um, you know, it was a feat of athleticism. That doesn't make me an actual boxer. That was again mostly hyperbole. I have taken boxing classes, but that doesn't mean that I could actually uh, go against like someone that was like an actual Olympic boxer or anything. But with that being said, um, me me being the best VR boxer in the world is a world class feat of athleticism, and I probably could beat the average person in boxing. I probably could beat I probably could beat people who consider themselves actual boxers at boxing. Um, and I also could probably beat the average human at boxing because being the best VR boxer in the world is a feat of athleticism. That doesn't mean that I'm an actual boxer. Um, I've taken boxing classes, but that does not mean that I'm an actual boxer. But I probably could beat the average human at boxing because I am the best VR boxer in the world. When you beat 400 humans, like 430 humans in VR boxing, I think it goes without saying that is not only a feat of athleticism, regardless of how I look without a shirt on, but on top of it, I probably could beat the average human at boxing. Um, doesn't mean I want to box everyone in the world. Uh, but with that being said, actually, considering that I'm saying that they should have swatted me out with Jake Paul, that probably that probably wasn't me overstating my abilities. They probably should have. They probably should have swapped me out with Jake Paul last minute, last night, and I probably could have. That was a big ass boxing ring. I probably could have given Anthony if Anthony Joshua is phased by elusiveness. If Anthony Joshua is phased by mere elusiveness at whatever age he is right now, I probably could have given Anthony Joshua, considering my stamina, being the best VR boxer in the world, factoring my stamina, um, if they gave me that same big ass boxing ring, and if Anthony Joshua is phased by mere elusiveness, I probably for 8 rounds, I probably could have given Anthony Joshua a run for his money. Now that I'm thinking about it, if that was the objective, if evading Anthony Joshua for 8 rounds was the objective, I probably could have given him a run for his money if he got phased for 6 rounds by Jake Paul being elusive. Oh shit, dude. I'm tired. I'm tired. I am tired. Oh god, I'm tired. Okay. Oh fuck my eyeball. Okay. Okay. All right, guys, listen. 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 Listen, guys. Fuck. So, you know, I think something that we can all agree on. Not that I want to agree with any of you, because I don't like all of you, and I don't want to agree with any of you. But I think something we can all agree on is that I'm not going to tell you. I think something we can all agree on is where where were the same journalists that wrote the article about how I'm a criminal, even though I was a patsy for a guy that the Cape Coral Police Department did nothing to for lacing drugs that killed people. Um, where were they when I became the best VR boxer in the world? Like, were they there with a comically large check to, like, give me, like, a grant, like a hardship grant for being the best VR boxer in the world? No. They weren't there. They were probably finger popping each other's buttholes in the corner instead of showing up with a comically large check to give me for being the best VR boxer in the world. Like where best VR boxer in the world. Where's my respect and admiration? Kids, if your parents love you, if your parents loved you, why would they be on the internet trying to mess with the best VR boxer in the world? Kids, your parents don't love you. They probably bully people knowing that it has a negative effect on society because they don't care about you. Kids, if your parents loved you, they would have never bullied me, because bullying people has negative ramifications and repercussions on society. Kids, if the FBI and your local police were good people, they wouldn't bully people, but bully people. So basically your local courts and judges and the people at your local psych ward. Kids, the people that work at your local psych ward are bullies, and that has negative ramifications on society. Your teachers bully people on the internet, kids, and that has negative ramifications, negative repercussions, constantly. Like, just all of this has a domino effect on society. Kids, that being the fact that kids, your parents and teachers are bullies, as well as your doctors and nurses and the psych ward guards and attendees. And your judges are bullies, and gang members, and all of this has a domino effect on society. And that's why it's your parents' fault, kids. Kids, it's your parents' fault that the world sucks. And basically, all of this wouldn't be happening if you guys like and subscribed instead of bullying people. And all this is happening because you don't like and subscribe. It's happening because you bully people. Kids, basically, if you bullied people less, this domino effect wouldn't be in motion. So I'm the best VR boxer in the world, and if you guys gave me the respect and admiration I deserve, this wouldn't be happening. And by this wouldn't be happening, I mean just like on a broad scale, the negative things happening in the world. Like on a broad scale, the negative things happening in the world wouldn't be happening if you guys just gave me the respect and admiration I deserved as the best VR boxer in the world. You know, like a being paid standard of living would be a good start. Being paid the standard of living would be nice. That'd be a good start. On a broad scale, me being paid the standard of living, and others, if more of us were paid the standard of living, if more of us were not pale and friendless, if more of us. Now, I know you could blame me for being pale and friendless because I'm antisocial. I know you could easily blame me or being friendless because I'm antisocial, but that doesn't mean that I need to be wifeless and kidless. You know, a woman could throw herself at me. That would be nice. If a woman threw herself at me. If I had easier access to a woman that wants to marry me, and if I was shown more admiration by women on the internet for being the best VR boxer on the world, if a woman that is attractive by my standards, and that doesn't mean that she needs to be a model, that just means she needs to like not smell bad. If a woman that doesn't smell bad and is like not hideous would throw herself at me, if a loyal woman that is an adult, that is not hideous and doesn't smell bad, would throw herself at me and be loyal to me and help me survive, that would be great. And I've earned that. I've earned that as the best VR boxer in the world. As the best VR boxer in the world, I deserve that. And I've earned it. I've earned it and I deserve it. As the best VR boxer in the world. You know, that's the least that everyone could do for me. The least that everyone could do for me, because I'm the best VR boxer in the world, is a woman that is decently attractive, an adult, and loyal to me, could present herself. I've earned that as the best VR boxer. As the best VR boxer in the world, I deserve that. That's the least everyone could do for me. So as the best VR boxer in the world, I've earned, bare minimum, a woman that is loyal and an adult throwing herself at me. And by that I mean like a woman that is an adult. You know, like people should be liking and subscribing, and women should be watching me be the best VR boxer in the world, and like adult women, and like they should be one of them should be offering their loyalty to me, and like what ultimately I should choose one of them that is offering their loyalty to me, and she should help me survive and have kids with me. This is what should be happening, because I am the best VR boxer in the world. A woman should be Uh, Number one, women should be liking and subscribing, and they should be watching me be the best VR boxer in the world. Number one, and then like I should have my pick of women. I should have one ultimately that I choose that should be loyal to me and help me survive and raise kids that we have together. Also, people should be liking and subscribing, and none of this is happening, but I've earned it, and this just proves that this isn't really a society. This isn't really a society that rewards talent. This isn't a society that rewards talent. This isn't a society that is worth putting effort into. This isn't a society that's worth putting effort into. I should be rewarded for being the best VR boxer in the world. I should have accrued a woman that wants to reproduce with me and be loyal to me and help me survive. And this is the bare minimum that I'm owed, on top of being paid the standard of living. You know, I should be paid the standard of living. I shouldn't have to be slaving away for scraps and wearing rags and living in squalor when I'm the best VR boxer in the world. You know, I've earned respect and admiration. This is the bare minimum that I'm owed. It's the bare minimum that I'm owed by society. The journalists that want me to forever be remembered in history as just a criminal were not there to give me a comically large check. They weren't even watching. They weren't even watching when I became the best VR boxer in the world. The same journalists that labeled me a criminal and want me to be forever woven into the tapestry of history and remembered as a criminal, they weren't there when I became the best VR boxer in the world. None of you were there. None of you were watching. None of you even knew that I was becoming the best VR boxer in the world when I became the best VR boxer in the world. And I'm the best VR boxer in the world, and I don't even get a thank you for it. I don't even get a thank you for it. I'm not documented anywhere as the best VR boxer in the world. I don't have a Wikipedia page that is recounting me as the best VR boxer in the world. This is all proof. This is all proof that you don't get anything for contributing to society. You don't get anything out of contributing to society. That's what this is proof of. This is proof that you get a giant middle finger from society when you accomplish a Herculean feat of athleticism. When you accomplish a world-class feat of athleticism, you get a giant middle finger from society, and that's all you get. You get a giant middle finger from society and nothing else when you become the best VR boxer in the world. even though that is a feat of athleticism. You get nothing for it. You don't even get a thank you from anyone. You get laughed at when you become the best VR boxer in the world. Okay? You get laughed at when you become the best VR boxer in the world. People don't even like and subscribe. You don't get an algorithm boost out of being the best VR boxer in the world. You don't get a medal. You don't get a trophy. Women don't give you any appreciation or respect. Women don't reproduce with you for being the best VR boxer in the world. You just get a tremendous middle finger from society for becoming the best VR boxer in the world. And the journalists that were there to label you a criminal that want you to be remembered by society as a criminal and nothing more, when anyone happens to research your name, they're nowhere to be found. They're not there with a comically large check when you become the best VR boxer in the world. You just get a giant middle finger from society and nothing else. And this is why you should genuinely protest society. This is why society should be knocked over. The United States of America should be toppled, dismantled, and rebuilt anew, because you don't get the same journalists that will recite more detective work by the Lee County Sheriff's Office and the Cape Coral Police Department aren't there with a comically large check. They're not even watching. They're not even in attendance at your stream when you become the best VR boxer in the world. It's not on your local news. Your local news makes no note or mention of the fact that someone living in your county has become the best VR boxer in the world. Where was the local news with the news headline when I became the best VR boxer in the world? All right, they're there to mention when every person with a dark complexion accomplishes anything at a local school in football, but they're not there to mention when I become the best VR boxer in the world. They're only there to tell people that I'm a criminal because they want me to be remembered as a criminal by society when I knock on death's door. When I knock on death's door, these ingrates, such as these motherfuckers next to me with the license plate JTT F39, these motherfuckers with the license plate JTT F39 next to me that want to gawk at me, they're nowhere to be found when I become the best VR boxer in the world. The motherfuckers with the license plate JTT F39, the Florida license plate JTT F39 are nowhere to be found when I was the best VR boxer in the world. They didn't even like and subscribe. The Cape Coral Police Department wants me to be remembered as a criminal for the rest of my days, even though I was a patsy for someone who laces drugs named Dustin Taylor, who was actually the one roping people all over town into cashing fake money, and I'm the one that has to be the fall guy for it and pay the price for the rest of my life. But the motherfuckers with the license plate JTT F39 that want to follow me around and gawk at me are nowhere to be found when I become the best VR boxer in the world. All right, so this is what you get. This is what you get when you become the best in the world at something in Lee County. All right, these ingrates, the same one who bullied me all throughout my school days, are nowhere to be found. They're not a congratulations, not a thank you. The same journalists that smeared me and want me to be remembered as a criminal aren't there to write any articles or to put it on the broadcasted news or their YouTube channels and social medias that I became the best VR boxer in the world. You know, they're nowhere to be found when I become the best VR boxer in the world. Not a like, not a subscribe. They don't show up with a comically large check to give me a suffrage grant as an apology for smearing me as a criminal and nothing more, for wanting me to be remembered in the area that I've lived at my entire life as nothing more than a criminal. They're nowhere to be found, and that's why the United States of America needs to be toppled and rebuilt anew, children, which is what it says in the founding document of this nation. What it says in the founding document of this nation, that one of my ancestors signed. It was either that or the Declaration of Independence that my ancestors signed. I believe it was the Declaration of Independence. But none of these, it says in that document that you need to rebuild anew the United States if the government ever stops doing what it's supposed to do. And your local municipalities, your government's not doing what it's supposed to do. Your government wasn't supposed to nationalize a private detective agency to follow the leader of the country around. All right? The government was never supposed to turn a private detective agency into the intelligence agency that follows the president around. All right? That's not supposed to be the origins of the people that protect the president. It's not supposed to be what started out as a private detective agency. There's not supposed to be private prisons all over the world. Okay, that was never supposed to be a check and balance. All right, you know how they tell you in your history class that there's supposed to be checks and balances? One of the checks and balances isn't supposed to be having private prisons that run on a budget that isn't transparent to the taxpayer. Okay, there's not supposed to be retired members of these nationalized detective agencies. Okay, there's not supposed to be retired members of these nationalized detective agencies talking on the news. Okay, that was never supposed to happen. That's not supposed to be a function of our government. Okay, that was never supposed to be a function of our government. Our prisons were never meant to be corporations that have a contract with the government. That's never supposed to be a thing. That's a form of cruel and unusual punishment. All right, the fact that our jails are a corporation that has a contract with the government is cruel and unusual punishment. And that is not supposed to be a thing that is happening in our country. The fact that people are okay with this is wrong. But your jails and your prisons are not and were never intended to be a corporation that has a contract with the government. That is a flaw of the organization and planning. That is proof that the wheels that make the government turn or the cogs and gears of the government aren't operating efficiently. When your jails are just a contract between your government and a corporation, that is, and when your courts are executing a mockery of justice and basic fairness, when that is a sign that your lawmaking has gone awry. That's a sign that things have not happened in the lawmaking end of things and the government planning and efficiency side of things have gone awry. Okay, when the government is incapable of operating its own jails and prisons without having it be a contract between corporations and the government, things have gone wackadoodle and awry. Okay, things have gone a little wackadoodle and awry when your jails and prisons are glorified indentured servitude and labor camps, mixed in with some Christian nationalism and some God pods and some just the worst. This is about the most nonsensical existence you could ever probably come up with. This is like this is like a prank. This is like witnessing a prank. This is like living in a prank. I feel like I'm living in a prank. Okay? I feel like I'm living in a literal joke. I know Clown World's a meme. I know Clown World is a meme that's been around for a while, but I feel like I'm living in a literal joke. Okay, when I have to live with this mark on my permanent record that limits me from having a right to efficiently defend myself, like caps my earning potential, like all of this nonsense, and then I have people that aren't being punished for teaming up with people that swatted me to make videos filled with lies about me on the internet. Like I feel like I'm living in a joke of a society. Like the government should be forcing Zenova to like battle me to the death in an arena on television instead of like I should to have a literal duel to the death with Zenova on television instead of what's it called, him being able to threaten to kill me in YouTube comments and then be able to upload a video full of lies labeling me things such as a Nazi, to then go on to label me as an abuser of women and children. I should be able to duel him to the death on public television in a manner of my choosing for making such claims instead of having to go to court or any nonsense like that. Instead of having to go to court or any nonsense like that, I should be able to duel Zenova to the death on public television for threatening my life in YouTube comments and then proceeding to team up with people who made an attempt on my life by swatting me to spread lies and misinformation about me, and then to label it as fact because he recited public record. That he also lied about the public record too. He didn't even recite the public record correctly. He recited lies and misinformation that people who read the public record initially made up because he doesn't even do his own research. He doesn't even do his own research. Zenova doesn't even do his own research. And the government should be forcing Zenova to duel me to the death on television or live stream instead of letting Zenova get away with spreading lies and misinformation that he got from people that made an attempt on my life, and labeling me things falsely such as an abuser of children because of lies and misinformation that he recited from people who made an attempt on my life. That's what should happen to Zenova. Instead of him being rewarded by the world. And this is another reason why you need to continue protesting globally, but for the right reasons instead of the wrong reasons. You need to be protesting for the right reasons instead of the wrong reasons globally. Okay? And I'm stating some of the correct reasons why you need to be protesting globally. But the United States also needs to be toppled and rebuilt. The United States needs to be toppled and rebuilt, and that's actually in the Constitution. That's actually in the Constitution. That's in the Constitution because the fact that our jails and prisons are merely a contract between corporations and the government makes the entire legal system cruel and unusual punishment. The Sunshine Law or whatever that makes makes it possible for people like Zenova to do the nonsense that he's doing also counts as cruel and unusual punishment. And that actually makes what I'm saying entirely legal, regardless of how the FBI feels about it. That actually makes what I'm saying entirely legal, and it makes the fact that I'm saying it while technically like live streaming to YouTube Kids okay. That actually makes the fact that I'm saying this while live streaming to YouTube Kids entirely okay, because there's actually a legal precedent for what I'm saying. There's actually a legal precedent for what I'm saying, and that is because the fact that our jails and prisons are a contract between the government and corporation makes our jails and prisons cruel and unusual punishment. The Sunshine State laws of Florida makes our jails and prisons cruel and unusual punishment. So we actually have legal precedent. We have legal precedent to topple and rebuild the United States government because it is written in the Constitution. So just remember that. Remember that when you see someone that loves to like watch body cam footage and say condescending things about people that are going through legal troubles, just remember that actually, according to the Constitution, you have a right to topple and build anew the U.S. government, specifically because our jails and prisons constitute cruel and unusual punishment because it is a contract between the government and a corporation, which means that our government has a vested interest in the arresting people for bullshit things and arresting people that are easiest to catch and not people that are the biggest threats to society. Things such as that. It's in the Constitution. It's in the founding, or not founding document, it's in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution that if the government ever stops doing what the government is supposed to do, then you're allowed to topple. You are allowed and encouraged to topple and rebuild the United States. It's what it says. They wrote it down on the thing they call the Constitution. They wrote it down on the thing they call the Constitution, and the Sunshine State laws that make it possible for people like Zenova to do what they do, and the what's it called? The Lee County Sheriffs and the Cape Coral Police Department letting people like Dustin Taylor walk while making me be his patsy and face permanent legal repercussions, that because of the Sunshine State law then makes it possible for people like Zenova to be cowardly regards with public record and spread lies and misinformation about me to demonize me for being, because of my immutable characteristics. the the fact that jails and prisons are a contract between the government and a corporation, which then corrupts law enforcement to the degree that the Cape Coral Police Department and the Lee County Sheriffs are letting people like Justin Taylor walk free, even though he laces drugs, to the degree that I know that he has caused people's demise. And the fact that the Cape Coral Police Department and Lee County Sheriffs made me face permanent legal repercussions while letting him walk. That's all the proof you need. And then me, the same journalist that made it to where the only memory of me is going to be that I'm a criminal, and the Lee County Sheriffs and Cape Coral Police Department not being there to congratulate me and compensate me handsomely for being the best VR boxer in the world. That's all the proof you need that the Constitution is not being followed, that this is not a land of prosperity and fairness. This is a joke. This is armed thugs guarding businesses. That's all the state of Florida is. The state of Florida is armed criminals guarding businesses. And that's all it'll ever be. The state of Florida is just armed businesses armed criminals guarding businesses. That's all the state of Florida is. Armed criminals guarding businesses.